students, now I am going to teach you glimpses of the past lesson in unit 3 on page number 36. So open the page number 36. So glimpses of the past means what? It is just in Hindi jhalak, like memories of past. Some memories of past. So in this lesson you are going to learn what is first of all it is a picture story. It is a pictorial story and telling about freedom struggle between the period of 1757 to 1857, and it contains drama excerpts from S.T. Samant's drama Glimpses of the Past, and then how Indian fought with Britishers and what was the result and what is the journey about. It is all about that. So now I am reading the Before You Read. Here are some pictorial glimpses of the history of our country from 1757 to 1857. These pictures and speech bubbles will help clarify your understanding of the conditions that led to the event known as the First War of Independence in 87. So this is the story and they are just explaining and some through the pictures, and you will get understanding. That is why they are it is some words, some sentences has given to understand clearly, and what was their fight, what was their journey, and how that war of 1857 had started. It is all about this. So see, in the first picture, first is the martyrs at a function in Delhi. Oh my countrymen, let your eyes fill with tears as you recall the sacrifices of Indians' martyrs. So see in this first picture what you are seeing, what you can see. The famous Lata Mangeshkar, famous singer Lata Mangeshkar, who is singing famous patriotic song "Ye Mere Watan Ke Logo," and at Delhi in a meeting. And you can also see beside her Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru and Lal Bahadur Shastri. They are also attending that gathering in Delhi, and it was on 1963. So see, second, the company's conquest. How company conquest? How was that fight and how they won that fight? With its superior weapons, the British East India Company was extending its power in 18th century India. See in first picture, see the India's map written on India's 1765, and see Indian princes, British and territory. See how that territory got expanded. See the pink was territory and Indian princes, British, like yellow and pink was this territory, and how it got expanded through that year. Indian princes were short-sighted. That upstarts Rajaga called the English fortress, they will help me to defeat him. And that princess was so sad that she was losing that, and that is why he calling some Raja also to fight. The rivalries helped the East Indian Company to easily subdue Indian princes one by one, and then there was war again, and they was defeating and they was fighting with each other. A far-seeing ruler like the brave Tipu of Mysore fought the British till died fighting. Then there was a man, Tipu Sultan, who was so brave and he was so gentle, he was wise, and he got died within that fight. Thank God there is a peace in the country now. No more wars and no looting by thugs. It is God who sent the British. Our destiny is linked with them. Then some of the people of talking about the Britishers. They were talking, oh thank God, now there is no war. Wow. Like Britishers are linking with us, so we cannot get off from them. How Indians react to this contest? The white man has killed or they turned our kings. Some kings were not good, but after all they were of this land. Now we have become slaves of foreigners. So some Indian was talking about that that all that Britishers are rulers, they are ruling over us, and like it is we are slaves. Slaves means that we became slave of them. We are they are doing to us, and we are all following them. We are doing nothing. Now third point, British rule 1765 and 1830 to 1836. Now it is about what happened on 1765 to 1836. Religious leaders faced ideas like untouchability and child marriage. Anyone who crosses the seas loses his religion. All the misery in the world is due to women. So all they were believing, all the religious leaders were supporting, were announcing that it is a breach. They were saying, they are suggesting that untouchability and child marriage is like all these women are for misery for us. All these were you can say Andhashraddha. They were spreading Andhashraddha. The truth was that Indians had lost self-respect. The British scorned them. The natives are unworthy of trust, incapable of honesty. True, Your Honor, but I am honest. Then they were just Britishers were talking with each other that all the Indians don't have self-respect. They have lost self-respect. Then we are now incapable of all this business. When one of the Indians said that, no, but I am the honest. Being merchant, the British wanted quick profits. Their heavy taxes forced farmers to abandon their fields. But your men are taking all of my crop. You are stealing the areas. If you don't pay next week, I will send you to jail. Let's see what is happening in this picture. They are saying to merchants, they are making some profits, and they are applying much heavy taxes to the farmers, and they are just they are giving them. They are saying also, okay, if you are not going to pay, then you will go to the jail. I will send you to the jail. Still, the British invented other methods which gave them more profits. The goods manufactured in England should not have any import duty when brought into India. A good idea. The East India Company's laws began to cripple Indian industries. So they were invented new laws, new rules and regulations, new taxes. Inevitably, famine is followed. Between 1822 and 1836, 15 lakhs Indians died of starvation. Starvation is bhukmari. The British policies ruined the export artisans and their business. So what British was doing, they were inventing new rules and regulations, new taxes policies, and because of that 15 lakh Indians died because of starvation. They were not ready, they are not able to pay their taxes, and that is why they are not getting any food, anything, and they were getting died because of that starvation. So fourth one, Ram Mohan Rai. So now it is how Raja Ram, it is about the Raja Ram Mohan Rai. He is a great Bengali social reformer. So now I am telling something about the Raja Ram Mohan Rai. He was a so educated person, Indian person. He was so great. That is why he understood that that Andhashraddha was going, and that is where some that Britishers are doing to us. They are making fool of us. Then Ram Mohan Roy, a learned man from Bengal, understood what was wrong with the country. He understood what is going on. Let us not despise ourselves. Our ancient culture is great, and we are capable of greater achievements. We must first reform our society. Superstitions have been ruining us. Superstitions means Andhavishwas. So Raja Ram Mohan Roy said, yes, our culture, our ancient culture is so great, but let us not ignore that Andhavishwas also going on, and that is so wrong. He told his wife Uma, cows are of different colors, but the colors of their milk is the same. Different teachers have different opinions, but the essence of every religion is the same. So he told to his wife that all these religions are different, but what are they pointing out? They are pointing out to the one same thing. He was attracted by science and modern knowledge. Knowledge should be practical and scientific. He started newspaper, but the suspicious British stopped them in 1823. So he was so smart. He was attracted towards the science and modern technology, modern knowledge. And that is why he started spreading the newspaper to Indians to be aware of something. So, but some Britishers stopped them in 1823. So he crossed the seas and went to England to see what made the British powerful. There he told them. Then he crossed the sea and he went to England to talk with them. We accept you as rulers, as you must accept us as subjects. But you must remember the responsibility a ruler owes to his subject. So what he told him, that yes, we are accepting you as a rulers, but you should accept us. You have some responsibilities towards your subject. Like we are subject to you, so you should take some responsibilities also. You should take care of our also. Operation 1765 to 1835. Like operation means Jabardasti. What Jabardasti they did. But the British continued to oppress Indians. In 1818, they had passed Regulation 3. Under it, an Indian could be jailed without trial in court. So now, but they were not stopping. They were again doing new rules. They were inventing again new rules. They continued their oppress. They started in 1818. They had passed a regulation. That regulation was Indian could not do anything, or he got jailed without any trial in court. All the time, British officers in India dressed in big salaries and also made fortune in private business. And all these British officers got profit, got well salaried also. By 1829, Britain was exporting British goods worth 7 crore rupees to India. Then 1829, British was like they was exporting to British goods. Like they was trying to sell British goods. They was making it so on cheap rate, on cheap price, so that everyone can buy and everyone can neglect that Swadeshi products. And they got a 7 crore profit also. Governor General Bentinck reported back home, the bones of cotton weavers are bleaching the plains of India. The British prospered on the company's loot while Indian industry began to die. And within this, all Indian companies got died. They were losing their profit. They were losing their company, their business because of all these Britishers. So dissatisfaction. 1835 to 56. Education in India was in Persian and Sanskrit in 1835 or English. Man named Machiavelli suggested a change. Now it is dissatisfaction. So how they dissatisfied because of that? What was the matter and all this?